So now let us discuss some more applications about the Lorentz force. So Lorentz force acts only when a charge is placed in a field having both electric and magnetic field. So the Lorentz force FL is given as how much? Q E plus Q into V cross B. Okay, this is the expression for Lorentz force. If a charge is moving in a region where both electric and magnetic field are present. So let case 1. What will happen if there is both electric and magnetic field are present and they are perpendicular to each other, B naught, E naught, sorry, they are parallel to each other. Both electric and magnetic field are present and they are parallel to each other. And here is a charge Q of mass M, which is allowed to move along parallel to the direction of electric field and magnetic field with velocity v naught. Then what will happen to this charge? As the both electric field and magnetic field are parallel to each other, and also the moving charge is moving along the same direction, that is parallel to the electric field and magnetic field. And we already discussed that when a charge is moving along the same direction of that of magnetic field, it have no effect on the moving charge, but it can get affected by the electric field. So here the magnetic force will be how much? 0, as V vector and B vector are parallel to each other. But what is about the electric force? It is Q E. So the particle will start accelerating along this direction due to this constant force. So what is the acceleration of this particle? A will be Q E naught by M. This is the acceleration of the particle due to which it gets accelerated along the direction of electric field. Clear? So when a moving charge is entered into a region where both magnetic field and electric field are parallel to each other and the direction of motion is also along the direction of both the fields, so there will be no effect of magnetic force on the moving charge, but due to the electric force it gets accelerated, and the acceleration is this one, and its path will be a straight line, move in straight line along E vector. Clear? Case 2. Same thing, both electric field and magnetic field are parallel. But here the charge is of mass M and Q is move along this direction with V naught, which is perpendicular to the direction of electric field and magnetic field. So in this case, as the electric field and magnetic field are along this direction and charge is moving perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, so the magnetic field also experience a force on the charge and the electric field also experience a force on the charge. What is the direction of magnetic field? As in this case the direction of velocity is upward, direction of magnetic field is towards right, so the palm will show the direction of magnetic force, that is inward. That's why the charge particle will start rotating along this axis if this is taken as x, and the velocity direction this is taken as y. So this axis will be z and the force will be in minus z axis. So the particle will start rotating along yz plane, y minus z plane. Clear? So the particle will start rotating along this direction like this. But as due to the electric field, here the F magnetic will be Q V naught B naught. Direction will be minus k क्या along negative z axis. This will be the z axis, which is into like this, sorry, this will be outward z axis. So into it will be force will be acted like this, velocity is along, this is the direction of magnetic field, the force will be like this will be the negative z axis, so minus k cap. This is the direction of magnetic force. What is the direction of electric force? This is equal to Q E naught I cap. along x axis. So due to magnetic force, the charged particle starts rotating in a circular path along this, and due to the electrostatic force it moves along x axis, so the path will be like this, and here it is a helical path. And what is the value of radius of the helical path? RH will be how much? We know m, v perpendicular, here it is v naught divided by q v naught. This is the radius of the helical path, because this component is only responsible for moving the particle in a circular path. And what is the pitch of helix? Is it constant here? No. Here, as there is a constant force acting along the x axis, the pitch of the helical path will continuously increases. It is like this, the path will be like this. Okay, gradually the pitch will increases. So what is the value of pitch 1? What is pitch? The distance covered by the particle along the linear direction or linearly in one time interval. So what is the time interval for the moving charge? It is equal to 2 pi m by q v naught, because the time interval is independent of velocity. So pitch 1 will be how much? The initial moving along this direction, initial velocity along x axis is 0, acceleration along a axis equal to how much? Q e naught by m. So ph equal to, we can, what is the displacement in one time interval along x axis? S equal to ut plus half a t square. Here u along x is 0, so ph1 will half ax will be how much? Q e naught by m into t square. This is pitch 1. Okay, this will be pitch 1. What is the value of pitch 2? It will be how much? Half q e naught by m 2t square minus t square. We can write like this: the total distance from this to this complete in 2 time interval minus this much distance will give what? The second pitch, pitch 2. Clear? The distance covered by the particle in 2 time interval will be the distance from 0 to the second pitch, and the distance covered by the particle in 1 time interval will give the first pitch. So the length of the second pitch will be this much, that is equal to half qe by m into 2t square minus the first pitch. This will be this one. Clear? So in this case the pitch will get varied when electric field and magnetic field are parallel to each other, but the moving charge is perpendicular to the direction of both the fields. Next case. Case 4 or case 1 is along this, case 2, let case 3. Again magnetic field and electric field are parallel to each other. And a charged particle enter into that region like this with velocity v naught. This angle is theta q m. Then what will happen? It have 2 components. One is along this direction, v naught cos theta, and another one is along this direction, that is v naught sin theta. So due to v naught sin theta, it starts rotating in the plane. So here again the path is a helical path having radius m v naught sin theta divided by q v naught. And what is the time period? 2 pi m by q v naught. But in x axis, if this is x, this is y, and the field is along z, which is outward. So in x axis the particle start accelerating due to a force F electric, which is equal to Q E naught, and in this direction the pitch will be pitch 1 will be what? The distance covered by the particle in one time interval. Here along x axis the particle have a initial velocity v naught cos theta. So now the distance covered by t second will be v naught cos theta into t plus half a will be how much? Q E naught by m into t square. This is the value of pitch 1. Similarly, what is the value of pitch 2? Pitch 2 will be, the path will be like this. Here the particle will move like this. Okay, the pitch gradually increases. This is the pitch 1 and this will be the distance covered by the particle in 2 seconds, and from this end here to here this will be pitch 2. So in 2 time interval, what is the complete distance? It will be v naught cos theta into 2t plus half q e naught by m into 2t square minus pitch 1, that is v naught cos theta into t plus half q e naught by m into t square. So simplifying this, we will get the value of pitch 2 will be v naught cos theta t plus half q naught by m into, taking this v minus v naught, it will be minus half q e naught into t square, so it will become how much? Okay, v naught cos theta 2t minus v naught cos theta t will be how much? V naught cos theta t plus half q naught m 2t square minus half q naught e naught by m t square. So taking half q e naught by m common, it will be 2t square minus t square. So this is the expression for the value of second pitch. Similarly, we can calculate the value of third pitch. Clear? Here the pitch is varying. Pitch is not constant. It gradually increases due to a constant force acting along this direction. Clear? But the radius of the helical path and the time period remain constant. Okay. Next, what will happen? Case 4. If again the field, both electric and magnetic field are parallel, and a charged particle here q of mass m is projected along this with velocity v. So what will happen? So from this we know if this is parallel, there will be no effect of magnetic field, but the electric field applies a force along this. So the moving charge first get retarded with a retardation how much? As here is the velocity. So the moving charge moves like this, then come to rest, then move like this. The path of the charge will be like this, because there will be a net force acting along this direction, which is equal to q e naught, and due to this the acceleration along, if this is x axis, this is y, this is minus x. So ax will be q e naught by m, which is acting always along x axis. So when the initially charge is moving opposite to x, that is along negative x, it gradually retarded with this much acceleration, then come to rest, then again move along x axis. Clear? So this is how we can calculate or determine the path of a charge when both electric and magnetic field are present and both are parallel to each other. If they are perpendicular to each other, and that is a very important concept when both electric field and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other, and it have a very large application. One of the most important application of that is cyclotron. We will study about in next lectures. Clear? Okay, now let's discuss A very interesting example. And this is question. A charged particle Q of mass M is moving with velocity v equal to v1 I cap plus v2 j cap in a external uniform magnetic field P naught j cap. Find the position of the charged particle at any instant of time t if at t equal to 0 the particle is at 0 0. Clear? So a charged particle Q of mass m is moving with velocity v is given as v1 I cap plus v2 j cap in a external uniform magnetic field having magnetic field strength B equal to B naught j cap. So find the position of the charged particle at any instant of time t if at time t equal to 0 the particle is at origin. Clear? So how to solve this? So first draw the directions of the magnetic field. Here is the coordinate axis. So general coordinate axis we generally take in two dimension x axis, y axis and z axis. Clear? Like this. This is y axis, this is x axis and this is z axis. Okay. So according to the question the velocity is along I cap, that is along x axis and along y axis, and the magnetic field is along y axis. So for our convenience, if I am taking the y axis into the plane like this, okay, I am taking the y axis into the plane like this. So the upward axis will become how like this. If this is the general coordinate system, this is x axis, this is y axis and this one is z axis. So I am taking this y axis for my convenience into the whiteboard like this. So the upward axis will become what? Z axis, and this will remain as x axis. So for convenience I am considering the coordinate plane like this. The y axis is into the plane, the coordinate axis like this. This is the x axis, this is the z axis and the y axis is into the plane. Okay. So y axis is into the plane inward. So the magnetic field is along positive y axis. So the magnetic field at all the region present over there is like this into the plane. Okay, having strength B naught and velocity have two component v1 I cap plus v2 j cap. So v1 is along x axis. So this is the direction of v1. And v1 is along x axis, v2 is along the direction of magnetic field. So v2 is into the plane. Okay. So here what will be the motion of the charged particle which is initially at origin? Here Q of mass m initially at origin. The charge which is initially at origin, there will be no effect of magnetic field for the velocity v2. Why? As the component of the velocity v2 is parallel to the direction of magnetic field, so there will be no effect of the magnetic field on v2. But as the component of the velocity v1 is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, due to this the charged particle starts rotating in a circular path, and due to the component v2 it start moving in a linear path. So the combination of the charged particle will be a helical path. Understood? Due to V1, here is V1, magnetic field is into the plane. So the charged particle will start revolving like this in a circular path. Clear? This is V1, along x-axis magnetic field is into the plane. So the magnetic force will act along this direction. This will be the radius. Let it be point O dash. This is the radius RH of the helix, and this circle will move into the y-axis due to the component V2. Clear? So here is a circle, and this circle is moving into the plane due to the component V2. So the path will be like this. Into the plane it is moving like this, keeping the RH constant. What is the RH? Radius of the helix. RH will be equal to m V1, this is the radius r due to V1, divided by q B0. This remain constant. Okay, and what is pitch? At any instant time t, pitch will be how much? The pitch for time interval will be V2 into t, that is equal to V2 2 pi m by q B0. This is pitch. But we have to calculate what? The position of the charged particle at any instant t. So how to calculate the position of the charged particle at any instant t? So for y-axis, the y coordinate is very simple to calculate because there is no force acting on it. The velocity is only v2. So at any instant of time t, the y component of the charged particle will be v2t. Okay, but along x and z component, the charged particle is rotating in a circular path having radius r. So let at any instant of time t, the particle is at a point P. This angle is omega t. Clear? So what is the omega for this circular path? This is the time period. So the omega for the helical path, as the radius of the helical path is mv1 by q b0, and the time period t equal to 2 pi m by q b0. So omega will be how much? Q b0 by m. This is the expression for omega. So at any instant t, the particle covers an angle omega t. This is RH. So the coordinate along x-axis will be the projection of this charged particle along x-axis. If this is r, this will be what? R cos omega t, and the length here it will be r sin omega t. So the coordinate of the charged particle along x-axis will be at any time omega, any instant t along x-axis, it will be RH sin omega t, because this is the RH radius and this is angle omega t. So the component along x-axis will be this one. If this is omega t, this will be RH cos omega t, and this length will be RH sin omega t. So this can be written as, what is the value of RH? M V1 by q b0 sin, in place of omega we can write q b0 by m, q b0 by m into t. This is the expression for x coordinate. Similarly, what is the value of z coordinate? As this is the z coordinate, from this to this length, up to this much length, this length is the z coordinate. So this can be total RH minus RH cos omega t. So z coordinate will be RH minus RH cos omega t, which can be written as, what is the value of RH? mv1 by q b0, taking common 1 minus cos, what is the value of omega? q b0 by m, q b0 by m into t. So this is the expression for z coordinate. this is the expression for y coordinate and this is the expression for x coordinate. So this is the net position of the charged particle at any instant t will be how much? X, y, z. This will be the position of the charged particle at any instant t. If it's jumbled, the direction of the magnetic field will be along any other direction and the velocity will be any other position. So you can now calculate. I think you must understood the concept how to solve this type of problems. So if they change the direction of field, the velocity, then you can accordingly change the directions and you can easily calculate the coordinate of the position of the charged particle at any instant t. Clear?